We know he's patient, Braden Montgomery. He walked 4 times last night. The team high 26 walks on the year. Douthit needs a strike, and he got one at the knees.
See, slide, and that's a 3-1 count. You're not just going to set on my fastball and pick on me with the wind the way it is. So he throws the 3-1 slider, and he throws it for a strike. The tabulate is back out.
He went to the tabulate this time.
Trickery.
Full count, 2 outs. Douthit to Montgomery. And he misses inside for ball 4. 5th walk of the series for Braden Montgomery.
Really crowding the plate, trying to run the 2-seam where it comes back over the plate and the ball straightened out. On Braxton, it didn't catch enough of the plate on the inner half.
Now here's the guy that put him in front last night. Freshman catcher Malcolm Moore hit a grand slam to right in the 1st inning. He had 7 runs batted in. And he takes a strike on the inside corner. Would be some positive momentum, much needed momentum for this Oklahoma baseball team if Douthit could hang a 0 here in the 1st. 2 on, 2 out. And the 0-1, strike 2 call. Douthit ready, and the pitch misses high. OU pitchers combined for a season-high 15 walks last night. Their previous season high was 8. They almost doubled it last night.
Took 9 pitchers to get 27 outs. Not good. Almost 500 pitches thrown in the game.
Wow. In a 9-inning game.
Uh-huh.
The 1-2 to Moore. Got him swinging, and the inning is over. Got him with the changeup. And a good start for Braxton Douthit. Sooners grabbing the bats for the first time when we come back in Norman. This is OU Baseball. Bottom first we go, no score, and there you see the ace of the Stanford pitching staff, left-hander Quinn Matthews.
287 earned run average, 3-1 on the year, making his 7th start. He's throwing 37 2/3, averaging a little over 6 innings per start. He's averaging more than a strikeout per start. In his career, he is 18-7. And he's thrown 224 innings, has struck out 228.
Sooner lineup there brought to you by Norman Regional. Leadoff man Anthony McKenzie in the box. He homered last night, 1 of 3 for the Sooners. A few extra back bends for Quinn Matthews. And the first pitch to McKenzie is outside. 91 on the fastball.
Kept staring at over the right field stands here, and I thought, well, what's going on? Must be a helicopter coming in or something. Who knows? Staring to the west, saying hi to his mom.
Where the wind is blowing over there.
Huh?
And don't hit it that way, please. Strike called. 1-1 to McKenzie. There's Quinn Matthews, 34th career start. Turned down a draft from the Rays last year. He was taken in the 19th round by Tampa.
You got to think about it. He's left-handed. He's at 90 to 93 miles an hour. He's an older player now. But the value of the Stanford scholarship and to go back with that team and go to the College World Series, you go in the 19th round, you got 125, 150,000. I can't put a value on that. I want to go back.
3-1 the count to McKenzie. Last year, he was starting and doing well, but David Esker needed somebody on the back end of the bullpen, so he moved him to the closer. And it's a leadoff walk to McKenzie. Quinn Matthews went to the bullpen, ended up with 9 saves, and became a major piece of that team that went to Omaha. Now back in the rotation and on Friday nights this year. But he put a man on with speed here to start the bottom of the first. Easton Carmichael batting in the 2-hole tonight.
See what kind of pickoff move he has at first base. You try to get a little extended lead to invite a throw to get a look at it.
Strike called. Carmichael 0 for 5 last night. Has a team high 29 runs batted in on the year. Freshman out of Prosper, Texas. There's the flip throw to first, and he bounced it in there. Good look at the talented freshman catcher for Oklahoma, having a fantastic year. High fly ball to right. Wind's blowing that way. Montgomery drifting back onto the warning track. He can't haul it in. McKenzie got a late start. He's rounding second, headed for third, and he's in there. That's a long single for Carmichael. The bases were clogged up in front of him because McKenzie thought that was going to be caught. And Montgomery misplayed the Oklahoma wind.
It should have been caught. He floated, and then he got turned around and the ball just carried over his head. McKenzie on first base, watch. He's got a lock, turn, and make sure. I'd like to see it go down a little bit farther, but when he got there, they fielded cleanly off the wall, and he scooted right on into third base.
Stanford had 3 errors last night. That's not an error, but, well, now they have given it as an error.
What?
Maybe they'll change that.
A hit and an error? Because we had a walk. Wow.
Spikerman takes a ball.
Maybe they won't.
They had 3 errors last night. They had 3 errors the game before that against Utah, so they've been really scuffling defensively.
Prior to that, they had hardly anything.
2 doubles and a walk last night for Spikerman, who's starting to figure it out at the plate. Batting average slowly climbing. He's above 200 now, 210 on the season, with a team high 9 doubles. And I love the socks tonight. These are new.
High riders with the stripes?
Yeah, the spike's got the stripes. I haven't seen these. Swing and a miss, fooled by a changeup. Well, Oklahoma has not scored first in the last 7 consecutive games. Trying to break that streak here tonight. First and third, nobody out. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. George, you notice the Quinn Matthews body torque right before he pitches. What's he trying to do there?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm just watching it. He turns and he turns again, and maybe he's just trying to come to a set position, a little more deceptiveness. I don't know.
Check at first base.
Maybe he's moving his sciatic nerve around.
Nubs down the first base line, but it'll turn foul. Spikerman sprinting out of the box. We are simulcasting tonight on ESPN Plus and Sooner Radio. For our radio listeners, the Sooners going with the all-white Stormtrooper unis tonight. White vests, white pants, white helmets, white hats. The OU in crimson on the chest. There you see Skip Johnson in year 6. The trusty director of ops, Ryan Gaines, to his right, our left. And then on the other side of him, Reggie Willich running the offense there. One ball and 2 strikes to John Spikerman. Here's the pitch. Downstairs. Stanford in black jerseys tonight. Gray pants. Stanford in cardinal red across their chest. And the black hats with the Stanford S on the front. 2-2 to Spikerman. Fly ball into right. This should score a run, although it's shallow. Montgomery in after it. He's got it. McKenzie tags. Throw to the plate. He is safe. Good throw by Montgomery, but McKenzie beat it. And the Sooners strike first on Friday night.
Like the way you battle the at-bat out. You chipped one in foul territory, then you get one that you could just lift far enough. I mean, it was a great throw by Montgomery out of right field. It was right on the money at home plate. You can see he did not leave early. Takes off. Able to score on this. His hand just got under the tag.
Bryce Madrid now. Home run. 5 runs batted in last night. Another bat that's getting hot for OU. 6-game hit streak, and he takes ball 1. The home run he hit to right last night was an absolute bomb. His 3rd of the year. Carmichael's still at first, and Matthews will check that way. Madron still leads the nation in walks drawn with 33. Despite not having drawn a walk since back on March 21st against Dallas Baptist in a midweek game. An obvious decision to be more aggressive at the plate, and it's working for him. His batting average is on the rise, and his production on the rise as well. Left on left matchup. And another throw over. Crowd getting restless with Quinn Matthews.
And a nice crowd here on a Friday night. I like it.
One nothing Sooners in the bottom of the first. Madron pops it up. It's windy.
Good luck with this one.
Owen Cobb stays with it. And there's 2 away. The wind is dying. It's not going to die. That's the wrong word. It is lessening. It has been an unbelievably gusty day in central Oklahoma today. 50, 60 mile an hour winds at times. We've had fires all around central Oklahoma. You see right there, it's down to 21 miles an hour now. But blowing straight out to center for Wallace Clark. Good night for the sophomore from Holland Hall last night. 2 hits, one of them a double. He also walked.
Saw a little bit of aggressive swings last night. I liked it much better than what he had done in the past.
2 and
yeah, you know, typically I get about 22 miles to the gallon in my truck coming up here. Today I got 12.
You were going into the wind from
Straight into the wind the whole way.
You'll get great gas mileage going home tonight.
Oh, yeah.
The 2-0 to Clark. On the inside corner, strike call. Wallace hitting 241 on the year now. 8 driven in. And another throw over at Carmichael. Clark, one of 3 switch hitters in this Oklahoma lineup. Grounded to the left side. Tommy Troy with the glove and the throw, and the inning is over. The Sooners get a run. McKenzie touches home on the Spikerman sac fly. 1-0 Oklahoma as we go to the second. This is Sooner Baseball. Second inning time in Norman. There's the right field berm, where the fans have brought their coolers and their pop-up chairs. And if we scan a little more, a couple of couches tonight as well. There's Sooners on top 1-0 after 1 inning of play. That's where the party's at, George. Out there,
I would think so.
We're about to get to the couches.
Keep going.
There they are. Look at that. They're crowded, too.
Yeah, so which fraternity is this one?
I don't know, but it is packed. And the First pitch of the second inning misses low to Drew Bowser. You're not going to find a guy that had a bad night last night for Stanford. This guy, 3 hits, 2 walks. And he's ahead in the count 2-0. 3:15 on the year.
Hey, they're already ahead 9-0. Last night they scored 9 in the first. It's perfect for us. They didn't get any runs in the first. Way ahead of last night.
3-0 the count. Douthit needs a strike. And he got one. Stanford off to a 7-2 start in Pac-12 play. Chopper up the middle, tough play. McKenzie's got it. Good throw, 1 out. Stanford lost their opening conference series 2 out of 3 at USC, but have since reeled off 6 straight wins on back-to-back sweeps over Oregon State and Utah. The preseason pick to win the Pac-12 this year. They got 6 preseason All-Americans, not all-conference, All-Americans on this team.
So what other team in college baseball would have that many?
Well,
tough to call.
LSU is really good, but I can't tell you how many preseason All-Americans.
Tennessee's not good anymore?
No, they're great, too. Hot shot to short. McKenzie gobbles, guns, got him. Good stretch by Caden Powell for out number 2. And the DH, Jake Sapien.
Well, you really like it. See, every fastball he's thrown of late has all had sink to it. And when you get sink, a lot of times you get the ground balls. And some of them are going to get through the holes. That's okay. The last time I checked, I've never seen a ground ball jump over the fence yet. Have you, Toby?
I've seen one bounce over the fence a few times.
But not a ground ball jump.
Not count as a home run,
No.
right? No. Strike 1 to Sapien. That one's outside.
Keep everything on this side of the fence.
Douthit back-to-back great starts against Houston and TCU. Big-time start against the Frogs in his first conference game. Struggled last week against K-State. Got a swing and a miss there to make it 1-2. His first loss of the season came last Saturday against the Wildcats. Looking for a 1-2-3 second. Here's the 1-2. Got him looking, inning over. Douthit sits the Cardinal down in order. 1-0 Sooners after 1.5. You're watching OU baseball. One nothing Sooners, bottom 2. It'll be Rocco Garza-Gongora leading off against Quinn Matthews.
What's he looking at? Go down there and ask him in between innings, Toby.
Okay.
What he's looking at up over there.
So they've officially given Carmichael, or they gave Montgomery an E9 in the first inning. So the Sooners do not have a hit yet. Strike called, 1-1. You like the scoring decision there?
No.
Okay.
Never got a glove on it. He never touched it.
He might have touched it. Way out in front of an off-speed pitch, 1-2.
Well, one of our 27 cameras did not catch it.
Yeah. Well, I got a question for you. Pitching question. Because he just went left-on-left change up there. Here's the pitch.
A lot of guys won't do that.
What? And now, why is that?
I have no clue. Because I would throw my changeup right on right. I didn't care. I didn't know why they just don't want to throw. Maybe they're worried about making a mistake and leaving it up. But he went to it twice in a row. Once to get strike 2 and then again strike 3.
You rarely see right on right or left on left changeups. I figured there was some scientific answer to that.
Last night, you know, the starter for Stanford last night did it.
Fly ball by Mooney's, but that's not the way the wind's blowing tonight. And there's 2 outs. I'm sorry, go ahead, Joe.
No, last night their starter would throw it right on right. They didn't hesitate at all.
First pitch swinging. Mooney's flies out to left. And Caden Powell now, freshman out of Clinton, Oklahoma.
I saw some folks sitting down here in the stands right in front of us from Clinton.
Maybe the Powell family.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe, he made the phone call, an hour ahead of game time. Hey, I'm playing.
You're going to have to call more than an hour ahead to get here from Clinton, but...
Not if you have a helicopter.
Well, that's true. I didn't think about that.
What's Clinton, 2 hours?
That's probably about right.
Well, he probably wouldn't find out till he came into the park at 3 because they were hitting.
Right.
So he called at 3, and they got plenty of time to get here.
7th start of the year for Powell.
Or they just fixed a really nice dinner and enjoying us on ESPN Plus.
Two balls and a strike to Powell. The pitch. Breaking ball in there for strike 2 called. A lot of power in this young man. Hitting .333. Playing first base tonight. He is DH'd several times this season as well. Goes down swinging there. And Quinn Matthews answers Braxton Douthat's 1-2-3 second with one of his own. Second strikeout of the inning for Matthews. We head to the third. 1-0 Sooners in front. This is Oklahoma baseball. 1-0 Sooners. We head to the third. And Braxton Douthat going to face Owen Cobb, who's coming off a massive game. This is the 9-hole hitter. Carly has more.
Yeah, Owen Cobb has been slowed down by injuries throughout his career, but so far he's finally able to stay healthy. Cobb's blossoming into the player Coach Esker knew he was capable of being. He's been productive in the 9-hole, and he showed that last night. Like you said, Toby, he went 5 for 5 with 2 singles, a triple, and a homer.
By the 5th inning. It happened quick. It did not happen over a 9-inning period.
Ball and a strike to count. He reached all 6 plate appearances last night. 7-game hit streak for Cobb. And the 1-1 is outside. Usually in the 9-hole, George, you got the light-hitting infielder that you got in your lineup for his glove, And
can steal a base.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's that guy. Not somebody that's going to hit for the cycle.
2-2 the count. This guy's batting .395.
Esker, their coach may be going, worst thing that could have happened. He was doing so well, worst thing that could have happened. He starts swinging for the fences.
Douthat steps off. You're allowed 1 of those per at-bat.
You could, with nobody on?
I think that's the case, although I did not see the signal, so maybe that's not the case. Ground ball to the right side. Nicholas has it. Quick toss to first. Another ground ball out, George.
4th one of the game so far for Douthat. I'm keeping track, Toby, for you. Thank
you. One time through the order, Douthat allows 1 hit, walked 1 guy, struck out 3. Here's Eddie Park. He's got the lone single tonight. Started the game with a hit to center.
Can I ask a question?
I wish you would. Strike 1.
Who resets the pitch clock? So, he threw it, he's got it in his hand, it's just now gone. Does somebody upstairs do it?
Yes.
That's their job?
That is their job, yes.
So what is the umpire third holding in his hand?
A stopwatch.
And does it buzz if he, gets past 20 seconds to let him know?
I think they rely on the stadium clock.
Okay.
Unless it's not working, and that's what the stopwatch is for.
Okay.
1 ball and 1 strike. Grounded right back over the second base bag and into center field. A seeing eye single, and Park is 2 for 2. Douthat tried to get that behind his back, but he missed it. There's Spikerman. Tommy Troy grounded into a fielder's choice his first time. 1 on, 1 out in the Cardinal third. And looks at 1 low. First of two Pac-12 or two Big 12 teams Stanford will play this season. Go to first. They've got a 2-game midweek set with Texas Tech coming up in a couple of weeks. That'll be out in the Sunken Diamond at Palo Alto.
That's a long ways to go.
2-0
for a midweek game. For 2.
Yeah.
Still 2.
Yeah. It is a long ways to go. Two balls and no strikes to Troy. And he misses high. Tonight, the 5th all-time meeting between these two schools. Stanford has a 3-1 lead. The lone Sooner win, though, was a big one. It came in 1994 in the Austin Regional, on the way to a College World Series title for the Sooners. They beat Stanford 10-4. Douthit gets a strike. The 3-1 to Tommy Troy. Here it comes. Line drive, center field. Spikerman is there, and there's 2 outs.
Ball has just enough movement on it that they don't ever really square it up hard. That ball was hitting on the line drive, and when it left the bat, you go, oh. Then he realized that it was off the end of the bat and didn't have the same punch it had last night.
Spikerman just glad it's not foggy tonight like it was for the first 5 or 6 innings last night. He had a terrible time finding fly balls out there.
Well, you had the mist, you had the rain. The mist looked like the San Francisco fog.
That ball would disappear up there. But 2 outs now for Carter Graham. Strikeout victim his first time. Breaking ball misses low. There's a giant softball series starting tonight, George.
Where's that at?
Well, tonight's game is in Oklahoma City. They are setting a world record tonight.
A world record?
Mm-hmm.
You're sure verified?
Yep.
What's the world record?
Most attendance, largest attendance for a regular season softball game of all time.
Really?
Yep, 9,000 people there tonight.
So for a regular season game.
Regular
so like
season.
in the World Series, they draw.
Yeah, they'll get more than 10. They'll get 12, 13,000 sometimes.
It's just regular season deal.
Right. OU Texas game 1. Sooners lead 5-1 in the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss. The next 2 games of that series will be played here on campus at Marita Hines Field.
What time's that game tomorrow?
11 a.m. Sunday, too, at 11 a.m.
They're both on ESPN, right?
2, yes. Yes. 2-1 pitch is just off the inside corner, 3-1. Yeah, early starts the next 2 days. Two outs, park the runner at first. And a 3-1 count to the dangerous Carter Graham. And just outside, it's a walk. That's 2 of them for Douthit, and there's 2 on with 2 out now. The other walk came to this guy back in the 1st, Braden Montgomery. One nothing Sooners. We're in the top of the 3rd. Ground ball to second. Nicholas goes to second, and the inning is over. And Douthit gets the dangerous Montgomery with 2 men on to end the inning. 1-0 Oklahoma in front on Friday night. This is Sooner baseball. It's a nice Friday night, a little breezy, although if you're in the seeding bowl, you're not catching much of it tonight. Good night to bring the youngster to the yard. 1-0 Sooners in front of Stanford as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. And Jackson Nicholas down in the 9-hole tonight, leading off, takes a strike. Nicholas homered on Tuesday up in Wichita, his 4th of the year. Walked a couple of times last night. There you see the batting average at 253. Hit a mile, but foul. That'll be over by the Lloyd Noble Center. This is a guy that coming into the year, Jackson Nicholas that is, Sooners expected to be in the 3 or the 4 hole, and maybe by the end of the year he will be, but just has not quite consistently clicked yet. Take strike 3 call. Such a big part of that run last year. And Matthews now has struck out 3 of the last 4 Sooners. Top of the order, Anthony McKenzie. Walked and scored the only run of this game back in the first. First inning walk means McKenzie has now reached base safely in 17 straight games.
They had called a high breaking ball all day, and that was what that was. It was a slider / cutter, like I got under it. Little league slider.
That one definitely high. 2 balls and a strike. 7th straight game the Sooners have played without leading hitter Dakota Harris. 3-1. I did talk to Skip and Dakota before the game tonight, and both were pretty positive. Felt like things were progressing for him. Saw the doctor. He swung the bat a few times. Maybe we'll see him back in the not too distant future. Swinging a foul tip makes it a full count. I almost certainly think you're not going to see him this weekend, but hopefully not too far down the line. Oklahoma has not won a game since Dakota Harris left the lineup.
Good player, can really swing the bat, drive in runs, hit the long ball. I was very impressed with him.
Grounded to third, but foul. Good defensive shortstop, too. McKenzie's done a nice job at short in his stead, but you'd love to have them both out there. Anthony McKenzie, extremely versatile defensively. Played short tonight. He started the season at first. He's played a lot of third for them. Fouls it back to stay alive. Still 3-2. This is the Sooners' answer to Braden Montgomery for Stanford, although he doesn't pitch. But Anthony McKenzie, just a tremendous all-around athlete. Switch hitter, can do whatever you ask him to. Rips that one into left field. Rios, though, is there. And there's 2 outs. Hard hit ball. Alberto Rios out in left field, a converted catcher for Stanford. But they've got Malcolm Moore, the freshman this year, who they want to use. He's a budding star, so to get Rios's bat in the lineup, they've made him into an outfielder. Doesn't have great speed out there. He's a little clunky at times, but he's got a really good bat, so it's worth it. Ball 1 to Carmichael.
So what you're saying, he runs like he has a grand piano in his back.
That might be a bit of an exaggeration. He's not John Spikerman. How about that?
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. He's probably faster than
he
either one of us.
He handles everything all right, though.
Yeah. No, he's done a nice job. A ball and a strike to Carmichael. Comes up empty. That was 93 on the fastball.
He's got a good arm. I know a lot of national guys here. This guy's a free spirit, man. I mean, he's got a little bit of the Mark DeBerg-Fidrich purple glove outlined in pink.
Lined the other way, but slicing foul.
He smiles all the time on the mound. He's walking around, staring at the sky. Got the double flip. Got a lot of things working here. Anticipate a changeup after late on the fastball. Oh, he stopped at the top this time. He got a lot of different things he's doing, doesn't he?
Got the strikeout of Carmichael. The throw down will finish it off. And that's now 4 strikeouts for Quinn Matthews. We played 3 full in Norman on Friday night. It's 1-0 Oklahoma. You're watching Sooner Baseball. The good doctor's in the house tonight. His Sooners in front 1-0 as we move to the top of the 4th inning. Let's take a look at upcoming home events brought to you by Kincaid Coach Lines. NCAA Women's Gymnastics Regionals. Tomorrow night, the final. Saturday night, it'll be OU, Alabama, Kentucky, and Ohio State as Caden Powell fields the ground ball and steps on the first base bag for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 4th. Drew Bowser will be the hitter. So we're down to 4 in the regional. The top 2 tomorrow night will advance to the NCAA championships. 2 more softball games on campus, Saturday and Sunday. Women's tennis against Iowa State. Softball again against Tech next weekend. Upcoming home events brought to you by Kincaid Coach Lines. Strike 1 to Bowser. He grounded out to short his first at-bat. 1-1.
So Bob Shirley just texted me. I kind of agree with him.
Sooner great Bob Shirley.
The Sooner, yeah, All-American, first-round draft pick.
That's right.
He just texted me, and we had a guy that played with us named Breen Newcomer.
Okay.
And Breen was a really good left-hander, too. And he said the guy on the mound for Stanford reminds him of Breen Newcomer for some reason. But he doesn't have his, like, black horn-rimmed glasses on. Breen was actually the editor of the newspaper here in Norman, and then he went to Seattle. Works up there now.
3 balls and a strike to count to Bowser. Douthit kicks and delivers and misses inside. That's his 3rd walk tonight. Sooner fans didn't care for that call.
What would you do if an umpire took his mask off, turned around and went and go, okay, I missed it. All right, everybody calm down. Probably not.
That'd be fantastic.
It would? I don't know about that.
Just threw everybody out. Ejected the whole crowd.
I've seen that before. I wasn't a part of the crowd.
Alberto Rios now, 1 out, 1 on. Pitch is low.
The funniest thing I've seen was Steve Rogers, the great Steve Rogers pitcher, was pitching against St. Louis in the big leagues, and his mom got tossed. Jerry Crawford got tired of hearing it about the 3rd inning. I thought Steve was going to dig a hole on the mound.
There's a good one. Ball and a strike to count.
Always been good at getting the ball on the ground, getting a double play, getting the ground ball outs.
There's been 1 fly ball out tonight. That was Tommy Troy on that line drive into center field that Spikerman caught.
Yeah, 5 ground ball outs.
You got Rios on a 6-3 ground out, first time up. Strike called inside corner.
And I have noticed on some missed calls, Munoz has stood up, turned around, talked to him in a very pleasant way, and is having a conversation.
Such an interesting relationship, a catcher and a home plate umpire. You got to work together, but it's not always harmonious. Outside, good block by Diego. Sooners without Kendall Pettis again tonight, serving his the second game of a 2-game suspension after he was ejected.
So is that an NCAA rule,
yes.
Oklahoma rule, or Big 12 rule?
NCAA.
Okay.
Breaking ball, got him looking. Called strike 3, and Rios knew it. And there's 2 outs in the 4th. 4th strikeout for Douthit.
Straight over the top, 12-6 hammer, froze him.
Guys in the first row loved it. Sapien now. Pettis struck out to end the game looking on Tuesday night in Wichita and disagreed with the home plate umpire who ejected him after the game was over, which I didn't care for that too much. But
well, that's the whole thing for me, Toby, is you very rarely see a player get tossed. I mean, you got to really say something bad to get tossed.
It's a little hard to believe Kendall Pettis did that, but I don't know. I wasn't there.
And after the game.
Right. 1 ball and 1 strike to Sapien. But anyway, that he did. So he didn't play last night or tonight. Should be back tomorrow. We're in the 4th. 1-0 Sooners in front. 2 outs in the inning. Bowser the runner at first, and doubt that a check over that way. Foul back.
He's got the 2-seam under the hands of right-handers working really well, and then flip that slider on the outer half of the plate. Deception about how the ball comes out of the hand.
Up the middle. Nicholas will step on the bag, and the inning is over. And Braxton Douthit, against an offense that was unstoppable last night, is looking great. 1-0 Sooners. This is OU baseball. First pitch, bottom of the 4th inning. Quinn Matthews to John Spikerman. A called strike. 1-0 Sooners in front, despite not having a hit yet tonight off Matthews.
Stanford with 2 hits. But Douthit with 5-6 ground ball outs so far in the ballgame.
Well, that one was in the dirt. Spikerman went for it anyway. 0-2. Spike's got the only run batted into this game, a first inning sac fly that scored McKenzie from third. Didn't offer it that one. 1-2. Love to get this guy on if you're a Sooner fan to start an inning with his speed. Grounded to the left side. Troy. And there's 1 out. Two more games for Oklahoma here against Stanford this weekend. 4 o'clock Saturday, 1 o'clock Sunday. And then they're on the road for 4 next week. Easter week next week. They'll be in Tulsa on Tuesday night against Oral Roberts. And then down to Waco for a 3-game Big 12 series Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Madron pops the first pitch foul.
Somebody
Somebody made a great play up there.
It was right in front of us, actually.
Look at it. Good job. Breaking ball, good pitch, 0-2. A lot of, you've said quite a bit about the mannerisms of Quinn Matthews so far. What do you think about his pitchability?
Very well. Very good. Fastball's been up to 92, 93. He's able to locate both sides of the plate with it. That fastball, 91. He throws 2 different curveballs, throws an excellent changeup. He's the typical goofy left-hander.
Base hit for Madron. First hit of the night for OU. Madron's got a 7-game hit streak. Just rolled it past the diving Carter Graham at first base.
They tried to get there. Looked like he overdove the ball a little bit. They had gone underneath his armpit into the outfield, but a base hit for Madron either way. Starting to swing the bat better, and swing with a little authority too.
Yep. Strike to Clark. Grounded out to third his first at bat. 1 on, 1 out here in the Sooner 4th. They lead it 1-0. You know the Clark family a little bit, but
yes, very well. Dad Tim's here tonight.
Grounded to third, foul ball. I told this story on the radio. I think it was last night, maybe Tuesday, but anytime you travel with the Sooner baseball team, guarantee you that at the hotel somewhere you'll find Wallace Clark studying in the lobby, in the business center, somewhere in a quiet space away from everybody else. He is always in the books.
Well, 34 ACT, and he was that way in high school, too. I mean, he doesn't talk a lot.
Swing and a miss. Goes down swinging air. 5 of them for Matthews.
It's a pretty good changeup. He's got a variety. I'll give him credit for that.
Rocco now. Struck Rocco out the first time he was up. Kind of made him look silly doing so. He hit him with a couple of changeups. Madron at first. And a check on him. There's the freshman out of Laredo. RG squared. Smooth swinging lefty. Some really interesting conference series tonight starting around the Big 12. Oklahoma, the only Big 12 team not in conference action this weekend. That one misses inside. TCU's out to a 9-2 lead on Texas Tech in the third inning in Lubbock. West Virginia's out to a 7-3 lead on Kansas State in Manhattan in the seventh. Two 2-0 to Rocco. Texas is 3-0 in conference play, and they lead OSU in Stillwater tonight 5-2 in the sixth inning. And the other series is in Lawrence, Kansas, where Kansas has a 12-1 lead on Baylor in the fifth. We'll update you on all those a little later on. The pitch to Rocco is a swing and a miss. Ball scorched through the legs of Malcolm Moore, but Madron didn't pick up on it. 2-1 the count. Quinn Matthews has thrown over 100 pitches in 5 straight starts, so he'll be out there for a while. Lob to first. And another check on Madron. 58 stolen bases on the year for OU. Madron's got 5 of those. That's top 15 in the country. A little bit low, 3-1. Sooners right about the same pace stolen base-wise as a year ago when they set the school record. But remember, they went all the way to the final game of the season last year. They had a bunch of extra postseason games. 3 balls and a strike with Mooney's on deck, and he walked him. Just the second walk tonight for Matthews. 2 on, 2 out.
He didn't seem to think that was a ball. Long stare in at the home plate umpire, Bill McGuire. Had a few of those.
Diego a chance to add to the Sooner lead here. Flight out to left on the first pitch he saw back in the second. Hit his first home run in 2 years here last night. And he takes one high and outside. It was the 6th career home run for Mooney, but it's been a minute. Madron at second, Garza Gongora at first. And the 1-0 to Diego is on the inside corner. Jamie hit for OU and Matt Scott for Stanford tomorrow in Game 3. Hit a lefty, Scott a righty. Scott the reigning Pac-12 pitcher of the week. He had 8 shutout innings against Utah on Sunday. One ball and one strike to number 1, Diego Muniz. Swing and a miss. No more sun to deal with on this Friday night. It is setting behind us. Shade covering the playing surface. Turned into a nice night. Another spin and throw to second by Matthews.
The umpire turned too quick. It was about in the line of fire. And he started to duck back out of the way.
Chopper to third, foul. Oklahoma trying to avoid falling below 500. Need a win tonight to do that. Trying to turn the battleship around. They've hit a serious skid here midway through the season. Downstairs, 2-2.
At 13-13, 54-game season, this is basically the halfway point. 54 games. Skip would obviously like to have more thoughts on his pitching staff or where it would be right now.
Strikes out Muniz to end the inning. Sooners get a hit and a walk, but leave a pair. And we march to the 5th in Norman. 1-0 OU leading a pitcher's duel on Friday. This is Sooner Baseball. Cardinal and the Crimson and Cream. Battle of college baseball powers. 18 College World Series for Stanford. Sooners have been to 11. Both teams have 2 national championships on their walls. As the first pitch of the 5th inning misses outside to Owen Cobb. Oklahoma leads it tonight in Game 2, 1-0. Cobb grounded out his first at-bat. And pops that one foul out of play to even the count at a ball and a strike. Douthit bounces that one. Sooner pitching has struggled. They have allowed at least 7 runs in every game of this 6-game losing streak. Last night, obviously, way more than that. Chop foul at the plate, 2-2.
I think the one thing, if you're one of the other pitchers who have been struggling, just watch Douthit. He repeats his arm angle every single time, hand path every single time. It just allows the grip to do all the work for him. His delivery is very compact, stays on line to home plate, allows the breaking ball, the changeup, and the slider to be good. It allows to generate off that back leg and get it to 91, 92. But the location's what he does so well.
Foul ball keeps it 2-2. Reaches for it. It's a fair ball. Muniz drops it, picks it up, throws, and got him. Cat-like instincts for Diego Muniz. An important first out of the inning. Take a look at this, George.
Well, it's always very important to get the first guy to one-run ball game. You eliminate a lot they're doing, but you can see his speed did just get him by about a half a step.
swinging bunt by Cobb. Park has both hits tonight for Stanford. And he takes it low. By the way, they've had a scoring decision change, George. I think you'll like it. They have gone back and given Easton Carmichael a base hit back in the first inning. So both teams have 2 hits. Neither team has an error tonight.
Well, 2 people happy. Carmichael and Montgomery. Right?
Yes, that's right.
The error goes away, the hit comes back.
The 3, you, too. That would be a third person that's happy.
I think all Sooner fans are happy right now.
Strike call, 2-1 to Park. I think in the major leagues, that's an error, that first inning play, if it hit his glove. But in college baseball, I can definitely see why not. Just a bit outside, 3-1 the count. And the one bugaboo tonight for Douthit is the walks. He's issued 3 of them.
Worked around it with balls on the ground, double plays, 2 out ground balls, worked out of the inning.
And he has walked Park.
He just threw hands up like, where's that?
4 walks, 4 strikeouts for Douthit. 1 out base runner for the Cardinal. Tommy Troy, the hitter. Oh for 2 tonight, Troy. Line drive into right field. Madron in, and he got there to make the head-high running catch for out number 2. This Oklahoma outfield can cover some ground with Spikerman, Rocco, and Madron. It's an excellent outfield.
Yeah, they get really good jumps on the baseball. So when that ball's hit like that, you can just see that 2 or 3 steps, he makes it look relatively easy.
Carter Graham now a strikeout and a walk tonight with 2 away. 3-hole hitter here. Ground ball up the middle, and it's into center field. Park's going to head into third base, and they're on the corners with 2 outs. 3rd hit tonight for Stanford. And they're playing with fire because Braden Montgomery keeps coming to the plate with men on. And he's going to do it again here in the 5th. They got him to hit it to a fielder's choice to end the inning last time up. Walked back in the 1st.
God, he's one of those guys you kind of play straight up defensively because he can hit the ball to all fields. So if you try to shade way too far to right or overplay it, he'll slap it through the hole on the left side. .413 batting average. Pretty amazing. 8 home runs.
Strike called. 1-1. First and third, 2 outs. Up the middle, ground ball. Nicholas flips to second, inning over. Douthit escapes. We are halfway home on a Friday night. Oklahoma 1, Stanford nothing. This is Sooner Baseball. Selfie time in Norman, bottom of the 5th inning. Our simulcast ESPN Plus Sooner Radio broadcast tonight. Oklahoma leads at 1-0. Caden Powell leads off, 8-hole hitter. Strikeout victim his first time against Quinn Matthews. And he takes a fastball for strike 2. Physically, George, tell me if you like this comp. Caden Powell reminds me, just looking at him, of Cade Cavalli.
Really?
As a hitter. Inside, the appeal says he did not go.
It kind of reminded me of O'Brien that played here.
Stoney? Austin O'Brien?
3 or 4 years ago.
Okay, I can see that.
Kind of tall, lanky, long legs. Straight up stance.
Got him looking with a curveball. 7th strikeout for Quinn Matthews. And there's one gone in the Sooner 5th. Jackson Nicholas now. What a weird game this is, George. We had 34 runs scored here last night. And
how many runs? Look back in your book and see what the score was in the 5th inning, bottom of the 5th inning. What was the score last night?
OU scored. OU had 7, 11, 13, 14. It was 16-7 after 5.
Yeah. And it was about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Strike one to Nicholas. That one is low.
I mean, I drove home last night. There wasn't even any bugs on the highway.
They all went to bed?
Yeah, everybody was in bed. I saw one truck all the way to Tulsa.
Possums had gone to sleep for the night, huh?
I set it on 82 at the Kickapoo, and I took it off when I pulled in the driveway.
1-2 the count to Nicholas. He also struck out his first at bat. Misses low at 92. Left on left matchup. Swing and a miss. 2 outs, 3 straight strikeouts for Matthews. Now 8 on the night.
Well, you got a pitcher for OU gets 8 ground ball outs. You got a guy for Stanford who's got 8 strikeouts. An out's an out. I don't care how you get it.
It's true. McKenzie walked and scored the only run of the game back in the first. He lined out to left last time up. And he takes one low here to start this at-bat. 2 outs, nobody on. Big cut. Two and one. The first time a top 10 non-conference team has come to Mitchell Park in over a decade. 2012, the Arkansas Razorbacks were ranked number 9 when they came here for a midweek game.
2009, it's been that long?
2012.
Wow.
Yeah. Damian Magnifico spun a gem that night, and the Sooners beat the Hogs 4-0. 2-2 with 2 outs. Downstairs.
I know that Arkansas does not like to play Oral Roberts.
Oh, really?
No, they get thumped every time they come to Tulsa.
ORU does that to kind of all the teams around here, don't they?
You seem to.
And he walks McKenzie for the 2nd time tonight. Misses inside. 3rd walk for Matthews. Gonna have to deal with Easton Carmichael now. Carmichael's got 1 of the 2 Sooner hits. Long fly ball to right back in the first inning that was off the glove of Braden Montgomery. McKenzie might try to guess here and take off.
He's got so many different moves. That's the only thing. He steps off and fires. He picks up, he fires. He comes set, he holds. He does that little wiggle. And I don't think there's anybody he could get set, particularly to pick what he's doing to get a proper lead to make it.
Strike 1 to Carmichael. And a throw over to check on McKenzie. 16 stolen bases for McKenzie. That's the 3rd most in the Big 12. He's 16 for 17 on the year. Off the end of the bat towards second. Easy play for Bowser, and the inning is over. So the Sooners got a base runner, but couldn't do anything with it. We've played 5 full now. Still 1-0 Oklahoma. This is Sooner baseball. They're in the bottom of the 5th in Oklahoma City. Here it's Sooners 1, Cardinal 0. We are in the 6th inning. And Malcolm Moore leads off. He takes ball 1. 0 for 2 tonight. Strikeout and a ground out. 2-0. Braxton Douthit versus Quinn Matthews. It's been a fun duel to watch tonight on the mound. Called strike there. See the Douthit pitch count up there, George, at 87. I mean,
Skip never really gets comfortable when it gets up about 100.
Pulled foul. Not a lot of high stress situations so far tonight. Sometimes he factors that in when trying to decide when to go to the bullpen.
All 3 walks have been on 3-2 counts. So it's 15 pitches right there.
Matthews at 86 pitches right now for Stanford. 2-2, fouled back. Interesting batting stance that this freshman catcher Malcolm Moore has for Stanford. Wide open. He'll put that left foot in the corner of the box and then almost faces up to the pitcher.
Yeah, but when he swings, he comes into it, he's standing right on top of home plate.
And Douthit strikes him out.
And when you get guys that stand on the top of the plate, they typically they want the ball inside. They're quick enough to turn on it.
You can tell a lot by his stance, can't you, when you're a pitcher on the mound? Where does this guy uncomfortable? Like
Winfield used to stand way away from the plate. Well, he wanted the ball away so he could extend his arms. Guys thought, oh, I can throw the fastball out there, he can't reach it. Well,
ball 1 to Bowser. 0 for 1 with a walk. Two and 0. Oklahoma hoping that last night will have the same effect that their visit to Wichita did a year ago, as the count's now 3-0 to Bowser. Last week of the regular season last year, Oklahoma went to Wichita State and got pummeled 18-0. A one-hitter. Strike called, 3-1. It was an embarrassing night for him up there. But from that night forward, they were sensational. And he walks Bowser. The ball gets away. Moonies can't find it. Walk number 5 for Douthit. He's had 1 in every inning tonight except the second. And he'll face Alberto Rios now. They talked a lot in the postseason about that night in Wichita being a game that kind of brought them all together. They were on the bus ride home, just embarrassed by their performance. And at that point, we're still a question mark as to whether they make the NCAA tournament or not. Ground ball to short, could be 2. McKenzie to the bag for 1, and you can ring it up. 6-3 double play, and the inning is over, and Braxton Douthit just keeps on marching. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Sooners in front in Norman, 1-0. This is OU baseball.
Well, last night the Sooners didn't give the Sooner fans much to cheer about. Tonight, Douthit has done just that. Starting pitcher for the Sooners, just 1 run given, 1 run, and no runs given up, and the Sooners are up 1-0. Just 3 hits for Stanford, 2 for Oklahoma. Quinn Matthews has been good on the mound for Stanford. And both pitchers, pitch count rising into the 90s.
Spikerman went around on that one, 1-1.
Did you sign some autographs while you're out there?
No.
No?
No.
I heard one guy ask and
you
just stopped, huh?
They asked me, where's George Frazier at?
Yeah, they never asked that.
2 balls and a strike. John Spikerman, the triple striped Sox tonight. 0 for 1 with a sac fly RBI. His 12th of the season. Good pitch there, 2-2.
It's been a fun game to watch.
Yeah.
You know, Sooner fans
a lot
have
more fun
something.
than last night.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah. I don't care if we don't want. When there was 23 to 11 games like that, it's miserable to watch. I mean, there's nobody, to watch it. There's nothing really good going on. 4 straight, no. 4 out of the last 6, right? Punched him out.
That's right. Strikeout of Spikerman, 9th of the night for Matthews. Sooners have 2 hits tonight, but they've scored a run, and they lead at 1-0. Madron has one of those 2 hits. He's 1 for 2. First pitch swinging, clobbered that right field. It is gone. Mad Dog got him. Solo shot for Bryce Madron, and it's 2-0 OU.
Last night, right down the right field line. Tonight, it's in right center field gap.
And here comes the JUCO Player of the Year a year ago. The bat is getting hot, folks.
Well, no question about the bat's getting hot. We've seen this over and over again in the last couple of weeks. Things have started to go in a positive direction for Mad Dog. Same for the guy at the plate. Wallace Clark a couple of weeks ago, 218 batting average. Was up to 240 prior to the game with a couple of hits last night. He struggled so far in this game, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Soft ground ball.
I'm sorry, George. Every Sooner home run brought to you by Life Share. 2 balls and no strikes to Clark. As the Sooners double their lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Chopper, left side, sliding stop, Matthews. Nice play, throw was wide, but Graham keeps his foot on the bag. For out number 2.
And Overcash not making any kind of motion to the plate. He was able to keep it on in the corner, so it's a completed out.
Athletic play here by Matthews.
Yeah, it really was. Bounced off the mount, slid to stop himself. Thing is, he threw a 2-seamer to first base. Had a lot of run and sink. Good thing they got a big first baseman.
Garza Gongora with 2 outs. Walked his last time up, takes ball 1 here. Two and 0. Matthews takes himself a walk. You don't see this a lot this year with this clock. It's already down to 8. It's pretty commonplace before this year. The pitcher trying to gather his thoughts would take a little walk halfway to second base, but not anymore. Worked out for him. 2 and 1. Downstairs. If he loses Garza Gongora, Diego Mooney's on deck. The 3-1. Fly ball, shallow left. Harkin after it, and the side is retired. But Oklahoma gets a run on the 4th home run of the year for Bryce Madron. 2-0 Sooners. We head to the 7th. This is OU baseball. 2-0 Sooners now as we head to the 7th, thanks to the Bryce Madron home run. And let's check in with Carly Murray down in the Sooner dugout.
Yeah, guys, the energy has changed drastically in the dugout this evening, especially after Bryce Madron's home run. He actually picked up this fan fist and he started pumping it in the air. So I guess this is the new celebration after guys hit a homer. How fun is this?
I like it. That's I don't know my comic book things. That's something from Marvel or something, right, George? You're a big comic book movie guy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a pinch hitter now for Stanford.
I thought it was that knockout thing.
Henry Gargis batting in the DH spot. Swings and misses at the first offering. Braxton Douthit nearing 100 pitches. Misses outside. Gargis also appeared off the bench last night. Had a hit and a strikeout. Comes up empty with that one. 1-2. Left-hander Carter Campbell getting loose in the Sooner bullpen. Strikes him out. High heater. 6 of them for Douthit, and there's 1 out in the 7th. Boy, what a night. Braxton Douthit.
Just when you needed it, too. I think it, obviously, Sooner fans, we felt like that was something that had to come through tonight. After the night we witnessed what we saw last night.
Cobb, pair of groundouts tonight, 0 for 2. Just outside, even his misses are right there, you know. Two and 0. Out of Miami, Oklahoma, Wyandotte High School. Braxton Douthit bunted through for a strike. Cobb's got a 7-game hit streak coming into play tonight. One out, nobody on. The 2-1 to the 9-hole hitter is swung on and fouled off to the right. Over by the hamburger truck, 2-2. Four o'clock tomorrow, Sooner fans, will be game 3 of this series.
1 o'clock Sunday or 2 o'clock Sunday?
1 o'clock on Sunday.
Okay.
Lined it short. McKenzie's got it, and there's 2 away.
Just enough movement. Mentioned this a couple of innings ago. The fastball has a little cut, little sink, never gets barreled to the middle of the plate, prevents a lot of hard hit balls. 10 ground ball outs today. Pretty good.
Boy, when and if you pull him, it's got to be reluctant, right? I mean, the way he's going tonight.
Well, you don't want to do it. He's gone through 7 for you, but you would hopefully he gets through the 7th inning, gets it over with. You would hope you had a guy, 2, maybe 3 guys in the bullpen that could get you 6 outs in a 2-0 ball game.
Yeah.
Campbell's warming up right now, the lefty.
Well, I'm with you, but every Sooner fan listening and watching right now has been paying attention during this losing streak, and the 8th and 9th innings have been nightmares. They've given up 14 runs in the 8th and 9th innings in this 6-game losing streak.
The importance of winning this game, yes, it is important to win this ball game, particularly after last night. But you don't want to do something that damages him.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
6-7 games from now that he can't all of a sudden can't pitch.
He might be your new Friday night guy or game 1 guy after tonight. Skip's going to have a decision to make going into that Baylor series next weekend. Diego, a quick visit out to try to slow down the heart rate a bit. 2-0 pitch coming to Park, and it's 3-0. This is the one guy that he hasn't been able to solve tonight. Eddie Park has been on all 3 times against him. 2 singles and a walk. And he's walked him again. Just a riddle that he can't solve tonight. That's 6 walks for Douthit. Skip might be getting a little antsy now with 110 pitches thrown, and that's going to do it. Out of the dugout, the Sooner head coach has already signaled to the bullpen, and let's stick around and hear this ovation before we go to a commercial break, because Braxton Douthit, one night after Stanford puts up 23, has dazzled tonight. He's allowed 3 hits and no runs. And he's going to hand the baseball to left-hander Carter Campbell, and you just got to do it, right, George, at 110 pitches?
Yeah, you have to. You just don't want to jeopardize the rest of this season. I mean, it's plain and simple. You can talk Skip all you wanted to. Now, if you get the last guy out, you're probably going to go 7, and then they'll turn it over to these guys. Yeah, great job, young man. Do the ball well.
And the Sooner fans show their appreciation for number 23. We'll take a short break. 2-0 Oklahoma in the 7th. Pitching change. You're watching OU Baseball.
Carter Campbell will be making his 16th appearance for the Sooners. He's thrown 22 in the 3rd innings. He has given up 25 hits. The long balls have hurt him. He's given up 10 extra base hits, 4 home runs, 6 doubles in those 22 in the 3rd innings. The earned run average at 6.04. but is a much used left-hander. Last year, Skip used him a tremendous amount, exclusively. And, you know.
Interesting spot for him because usually he's brought in to face a lefty. Not tonight. The next two hitters are right-handed, and the one after him is a switch hitter. So Tommy Troy, the batter, 0 for 3 tonight. 2 outs, runner at first, and he takes a fastball high. 2-0 Oklahoma in front. Veteran southpaw Carter Campbell hit the inside corner. Good pitch. One ball and one strike. Park the runner at first. Breaking ball loops just under the zone. Campbell wanted that call, didn't get it.
Diego wanted that too.
The dangerous Carter Graham on him. After him, the more dangerous Braden Montgomery after him. 3-1 to Troy. Fouled out of play. He took a mighty hack at that. Full count. We had no drama here last night. High drama in game 2.
Yeah, last night's drama went out the window basically in the first inning.
Crowd trying to encourage Carter Campbell. Payoff. Fly ball, left center field. Racing Rocco. Got it. Inning over. It's time to stretch in Norman. The home team up 2-0 on Friday night. This is Sooner baseball. Still facing the starter for Stanford, Quinn Matthews. Ball 1. Matthews now over 100 pitches for the 6th consecutive start. Popped him up on the infield. Shortstop Cobb drifted a bit at the last of the descent, but he made the catch for out number 1. Sooners scored a first inning run. Sac fly RBI by John Spikerman. And got a solo home run in the 6th from Bryce Madron. And we've got activity in the Stanford bullpen. Grounded to short. Throw is low, but handled by Graham. Powell's retired 6-3 for a quick 2 outs. That was Brant Pantzer warming in the Stanford bullpen, a right-hander. Nicholas now 0 for 2 with 2 punch-outs. Takes a strike.
Chased 2 sliders. Got 1 called in his first at-bat for strike 3, and then his last at-bat, he chased a slider out of the zone. Good pitch, but it was out of the zone.
Couldn't quite pull the trigger on a fastball there, and it's 0-2.
Well, I really feel like the one thing that both pitchers did tonight, and there's a lot of walks, 6 walks by an Oklahoma pitcher, but he covered them up with 10 ground ball outs. The value of strike 1's just kind of gone out the window. That's all.
You mean in baseball in general?
Yeah, just in general.
2 and 2 the count.
They're so worried about somebody ambushing a fastball or a breaking ball or whatever, that if you put, I mean, last year on an 0-1 count, the National League hit 188. On a 1-0 count, they hit 420.
Wow.
Throw the ball over.
Back to the mound. And an efficient 7th inning for Quinn Matthews. Sooners go in order. To the 8th we go. 2-0 Oklahoma. This is Sooner baseball. Here's the road ahead for the Sooners. 2 more against Stanford this weekend. At ORU Tuesday night. That's always tough. Then back into Big 12 play on Easter weekend. That'll be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series at Baylor. 3rd and final game against the Shockers here the following Tuesday. And then another big series here at Mitchell Park. Texas Tech coming to town April 14th through 16th. But work to be done here tonight. 2-0 OU as we go to the 8th. Still Carter Campbell on the mound. We got a battle of Carters here. He'll face Carter Graham for Stanford. Been on twice tonight, a walk and a single. First pitch swinging, grounded to third. Clark's got it. Good throw, 1 out. New first baseman for OU, you see there. Sebastian Orduño into the game for defensive purposes, replacing Caden Powell.
Well, he hit it to the wrong guy. I mean, Wallace Clark, like a vacuum cleaner at third, does such a great job receiving the baseball. A typically accurate throw. So I know 2 errors on Tuesday night at Wichita State, which is very unusual for him. I mean, realistically, last year it kind of solidified the whole infield when he went to third.
No, he's a Gold Glove elite college third baseman. That's what made Tuesday night so shocking.
His dad will love you for saying that.
No, it's just a fact. He's tremendous.
His dad played at Missouri and then played with Cincinnati a little bit. Not a big man of stature, but always valued his glove and speed.
Why did you have to say that? Why did you have to say he was a short person?
I didn't. Not a big man.
You said not a big man. I mean, that was just an unnecessary addition.
No,
1 and 2.
It was the right addition. It's honest. You always told me when I first went to work you would be honest.
I never said that.
One time you did.
1 and 2 to Montgomery, batting from the right side for the first time tonight. Outside.
But when Tim comes up tomorrow to say hi, he came by tonight, I'm going to tell him you said that.
That Wally's a Gold Glove elite third baseman?
No, what the other part?
That you shouldn't have called him short?
You said he was short.
I did. Chop foul off the foot of Montgomery. Softball game has gotten to the 7th inning. 8-1 now. OU in front over Texas up in Oklahoma City in front of that record crowd. Got him looking. Locked him up. 2 outs. Carter Campbell has retired all 3 he's faced.
It's just straight fastball right down the middle, looking for a breaking ball on that back foot, and he got it right by him. Kind of put his hands up like, really? That wasn't a strike? Yeah, it was. It was right down the middle of the plate. Where do you want it? Set it on a tee. He couldn't have done any better.
Malcolm Moore. 2 outs, nobody on. 0 for 3 tonight. First pitch swinging. Bleeder down the left field line. That'll dump in for a hit. Moore takes the turn, but will stop with a single.
Oh, nice play, Rocco.
4th hit tonight for the Cardinal. And the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Drew Bowser. And Skip Johnson's going to get somebody else.
Try to see to the right. I think it's Weber.
It looks like
Pierce.
Yeah. Carson Pierce. So we'll take a quick break for a pitching change here with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Oklahoma trying to even up this best of 4 series, this 4-game series. They lead it 2-0. This is Sooner baseball.
Carson Pierce has been one of the bright spots coming out of the Sooner bullpen. 289 earned run average, 2-1 record overall. This is his 13th appearance, 18 2/3 innings pitched on the year, 18 hits given up, 11 strikeouts. The opposition just 240 against. And bring the high octane heat and hope you're able to work out this last inning.
Yeah, this has been the late inning formula Skip has relied on over the last month or so. Campbell to Pierce to Weber. kind of broke down up in Manhattan when Kansas State had their big comeback. Pierce got tagged with the loss in that one. We'll see what the right-hander can do here tonight. 2 outs in the 8th. Moore the runner at first, Bowser the hitter. He's 0 for 1 tonight with a pair of walks. Those both came against starter Braxton Douthit.
Late in the ball game, you see the Sooners with Wallace Clark hugging the third baseline. Give up the single, not the double. That's just old school baseball.
And the ball got by.
What that hit? Had to hit something. Was that not a foul ball? What that hit?
We'll have to see it again. It didn't look like there's no argument from Diego Muniz. Hit the umpire's mask. Must have been a cross-up on the call as Diego now has gone out to the mound. Yeah, that just caught home plate umpire Bill McGuire flush in the mask.
Huh.
So on to second, Moore on the wild pitch. Looked like maybe Muniz was expecting a breaking ball.
Well, he's setting up on the outside corner. He's looking for it. Never saw his hand go up.
Popped up, foul down the right field line. Madron will give it a look, but it's in the Stanford bullpen. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2-run game of the 8th. This guy represents the tying run. Bowser, 4 home runs on the year. Junior out of Los Angeles. Strike 2 called.
This is where you, if you can and you feel comfortable, locate 93, 94 mile an hour heater right on the outside corner. Like that. Good
Bowser
batter.
just got a piece of it, serves it foul toward his own dugout. Cardinal have managed 4 singles tonight. Here's the 1-2. Got it! Swing it! And the inning is over. Carson Pierce slams the door in the 8th. 2-0 Sooners in Norman on Friday night. This is OU baseball. We head to the bottom of the 8th with Oklahoma in front. 2-0. One night after we had a game with 34 runs scored. Stanford, a winner and a laugher last night, 23-11. Pitching has dominated the night tonight. Anthony McKenzie leads off, bunts it. Third base side, but it's foul. Quinn Matthews, the Stanford starter, still on the hill. Oklahoma has managed only 3 hits tonight, but one of them left the yard. A Bryce Madron 6th inning home run. Strike called, 0-2. 110 pitches now for Matthews. Check swing. The appeal says McKenzie did not offer at it. Amac's been on twice tonight, pair of walks. He has lined out, and he has scored a run. Here's the 1-2 from Matthews. Got him swinging. 10th strikeout tonight for Quinn Matthews. Jamie Hitt and Matt Scott tomorrow on the mound at 4 o'clock in Game 3. The finale will feature Will Karsten for Oklahoma and Joey Dixon for the Cardinals. Easton Carmichael now 1 for 3 tonight. Swing and a miss. Pokes it foul off the net. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Sooners lead 2-0. Fouls it back again. When Matthews, pitch number 116 to the plate. And it's fouled away again. Carmichael making him work a little more here. The count remains 0-2. Spikerman on deck. Pair of right-handers warming for Oklahoma. For the 9th. Inside. Carson Pierce, impressive. Getting the strikeout to end the 8th. We'll see whether they send him back out there for the 9th or not. You've got Carson Atwood and Aaron Weber both warming up for OU. The 1-2. Downstairs. Good eye for the freshman. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oklahoma desperately in need of a mid-season pick-me-up. All 3. Could a game like this, if they could finish it, would this be the kind of boost they were looking for against the 7th-ranked Stanford Cardinal? Full count pitch to Carmichael. Fly ball into right. Into the corner, Montgomery. He's got room. And there's 2 away. That's the formula that Carmichael used back in the 1st inning when he popped one over Montgomery's head out there. Got under that one a bit. Spikerman now with 2 outs. Oh for 2 with a run batted in tonight. Not a lot of hits to go around in this game. Only 7 of them. There were 31 last night combined. I've never seen a game with fewer zeros on the scoreboard than last night's game when it was all said and done. 1 ball and 1 strike. Just under the zone with a good-looking curveball. Got the call that time, 2-2.
Still flashing the 91, 92 mile an hour velocity.
Next pitch will be 125. Hold foul. Look at him. He's still a character, isn't he?
He's not tired. He's just laughing and joking. Guys giving him a hard time. This is 126.
2 outs, nobody on. The 2-2 to Spikerman. Line down the right field line. Slicing foul. If he got some specially issued socks, he's the only one wearing those tonight. John Spikerman special NIL socks or something.
Maybe he went and bought them. Coach, you care if I wear these?
I'm digging them. Matthews thought that was strike 3, full count. He dropped the rainbow out of the sky, but hung just above the zone. Here's the payoff. And that one missed too. Ball 4. You stick with him? Surely not.
Well,
128.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so.
4th walk for Matthews. And sure enough, pitching coach Thomas Eager on the way to the mound. He also makes the changes for Stanford.
He hadn't signaled down to the bullpen yet.
Yeah. Now he has. Stanford's going to go to the bullpen to try to get the final out of the 8th. And while they bring in their new pitcher, let's show you what just wrapped up. And 8-1 the final. Now Stanford to the bullpen. And while they do, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Sooners lead it 2-0. This is OU Baseball.
Thank you to our cornerstone television partners, OU Health and Anheuser-Busch, and our community partners, Fowler Auto Group, OU Health, OG&E, and Coca-Cola.
It's a right-hander on for George out of the Stanford bullpen, number 30, Brant Panzer.
He's been out there for 18 in the third innings. He's only walked 1. Strike George is 17 strikeouts on the season. Just trying to look for him here, and I finally found him. 393 earned run average, has one of their saves on the year. Mentioned the 17 strikeouts. The opposition just 217. 6 of his 15 hits, extra base hits. 3 home runs and 3 doubles on the season for the youngster. Matthews was good.
Yeah.
He was real good.
Impressive, wasn't he? 10 strikeouts, 4 walks tonight. He only gave up 3 hits and the 2 runs. But the guy who tagged him tonight is the guy who's due up here. Bryce Madron.
And his other at bat, he hit the ball hard.
Madron 2 for 3 tonight. He's got 2 of the 3 OU hits. Easton Carmichael, the other one. Sooners would love to add a little bottom of the 8th inning insurance. Speed aboard at first in the form of John Spikerman. Madron, first pitch swinging, flies it into left. Rios in after it. And that'll do it. And we go to the 9th. Oklahoma leads it 2-0. You're watching OU Baseball. Sooner faithful have stuck around tonight hoping for what could be a very big win if they could finish it off. We go to the 9th. Sooners leading 7th-ranked Stanford 2-0. They got a sensational start tonight from Braxton Douthit. The bullpen so far has been good, but still 3 outs to maneuver. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Cardinal. And Carson Pierce still on the mound, George.
Well, came into the right-hander, came in with a good fastball in the mid-90s, and all of a sudden he threw some sliders where he needed to for the out in the 8th. Skip likes what he saw. Weber's warming up in the bullpen for the Sooners now. I always felt, Skip can, a lot of guys, different opinions. And he agree or disagree, then, it's just part of baseball. I never liked my closer to come into a mess. Let him create his own. So in other words, if he happens to walk the leadoff man, and you run out and get him real quick, take him out of the game, I'd rather him walk the leadoff man. Let him have his 8 warm-up pitches on the mound. Let him create it. If he's going to get in that mess, let him create his own. Don't put any more pressure on him than you have to.
Quick visit by Diego, now the 2-0. Strike called. I would, just thinking along with Skip here, I'm not sure that there's unwavering faith in Weber right now after the last couple outings. So he might be saying, let's see if Pierce can finish this thing. Right. 2-2, especially after that strikeout he got to end the 8th. Weber might just be a break glass in case of emergency situation.
Yeah, he's pumping pretty hard down in the bullpen. And a lot of times you do that as a coach, knowing this is the guy I'm going to leave in there. That's it.
Spikerman got it. He's fast. 1 out.
You get Weber up, so he feels like you haven't lost confidence in him. But if he gets in trouble, I'll come get him. But if not, in reality, he's going to close the game. The ball's hit hard. Fastball in. Spike gets a great jump on it. We saw that speed last year in right field. Now we get to see it in center field this year.
Henry Gargas, 0 for 1 tonight. Swing and a miss. Doubt that struck him out back in the 7th. His 6th and final strikeout of the night. Ball and a strike. Boy, a couple of things that work right here. If you're an OU fan, player, or coach, trying to break a losing streak, trying to bounce back from a lopsided, somewhat embarrassing loss last night, but also strike called, 1-2. You're trying to create some confidence in the back end of your bullpen. It has been very rocky the last couple of weeks. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him, and there's 2 outs. Pierce strikes out Gargas. And it's down to Owen Cobb now. 0 for 3. It's a silly game, isn't it, George?
No, it's a crazy game.
Scored 23 one night and none the next.
At 8:55 last night, folks, we were in the 6th inning.
Maybe.
Tonight, with good pitching and strike throwing, and even though the Sooners walked 6, it still didn't show up over here. I mean, it was quick games. There was ground. He'd walk 1, ground ball, double play in. I mean, it wasn't like it dragged
spread
out.
them out.
Yeah.
2-0. It ain't over yet.
Well, and here's the hardest part for a young kid. This only guy. He's got 1 now. Is to realize that I got to keep that same heartbeat to get the 3rd out as I used in the first 2 outs, because sometimes you get too hyped up.
3-0 to Cobb, top of the order. Eddie Park, who has been on all 4 times tonight, is in the on-deck circle. And now Moody's is going to jog out and talk to Pierce again. Pats him on the shoulder. There's a veteran leader, redshirt senior, Diego Moody's, trying to get his guy right. 3 balls and no strikes. You don't want the tying run to come to the plate. George, they always say the last out's the hardest one to get.
It is. That's why getting the last 3 outs of a ball game as a closer, a proven closer, that's why they end up becoming a Hall of Famer.
Strike called, 3-1.
93 miles an hour on the outside corner. Just rear back, let it fire, kiddo.
3-2.
Because here's the whole thing about it. He hits it out, it's a 2-1 ball game. If you walk him, now you're opening the door up for a lot of can of worms, and I love it. The Sooner fans on their feet with 2 outs and 2 strikes to end this thing.
What a bounce back tonight. Can they finish at the 3-2? Grounded to the left side. Charging Clark, gloves, throws, and not in time.
Easier play for him to come across the infield to make that play, and then for McKenzie to get it and stop his momentum and try to make the play.
And the tying run will come to the plate for Stanford in the 9th.
I thought there was going to be a collision when it first started from up here. Ooh, pretty close, wasn't it?
Kind of like another look at that one. Nah, he's safe. Yep, foot down, he's safe. Good call. We're going to make a pitching change here. Skip going to the bullpen with 2 outs in the 9th. And it will not be Aaron Weber. It is Carson Atwood. How about this call? We'll take a quick break. See if the Sooners can get the final out when we come back. This is OU Baseball.
Well, he goes in to get Carson Atwood, and Toby pointed out at the break, left-hander's just not hitting anything against Atwood at all. He's got the good breaking ball, change up. It affects left-handers for their success, so I think that's why Skip went to him, not Weber. Weber's still throwing in the bullpen. Pierce, good job. Gave up an infield single, a couple of strikeouts, and it'll now be up to Carson. And
Grounded to second, Nicholas, and you can unhitch the wagon. One night after giving up 23, the Sooners shut out the Cardinal. Wow, this series is even. Final score on a Friday night, it's Oklahoma 2 and Stanford nothing. Carson Atwood, one pitch, and he's got him a save, George.
First one of the year for Carson Atwood, and it's a good Sooner win. It absolutely was a very good ball game, played in 3 hours, or actually 2 hours and 59 minutes. No, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5 hour ball game, which is unheard of, and a shutout in college baseball is unheard of.
First shutout of the year for OU. Final stats brought to you by Taco Mayo. And what a night for Braxton Douthat, George.
Well, a great night. It's just what the doctor ordered. We needed that type of an outing from our starting pitcher just to kind of right the ship, do things the correct way, and he did just that. And I think that was the exciting part for me, to shut out Stanford, a club that put that many on the board last night, to get 5 hits in this game and no runs.
Bryce Madron stays hot. A home run tonight for him. The Sooners managed only 3 hits off of Quinn Matthews, but it was enough as they moved to 14-13 on the year with a 2-0 win over the Stanford Cardinal. Thanks to my partner, George Frazier, Carly Murray down at the dugout. If you're watching on ESPN Plus, this concludes our broadcast. If you're on Sooner Radio, stick around. The post-game show is next. Sooners win. Boomers Sooner, everybody.